perspective. More news, in fact, coming in now. A suicide attack in Islamabad has once again brought Pakistan's deepening internal fault lines into focus, this time with Shias in the crosshairs. At least 31 people were killed and more than 170 injured after a suicide bomber blew himself up at the Khadijatul Kubra Mosque Imam Baragar in Islamabad's Tadlai area during Friday prayers. Police say the attacker was stopped at the gate of the Imam Baragar. He opened fire and then detonated himself. The powerful blast was heard far away. Television footage shows bodies shattered glass and debris inside the mosque complex. Rescue and security operations were launched immediately. Police Rescue 1122, Army troops and Rangers cordoned off the area. An emergency was declared at hospitals across Islamabad, including PIMS. Pakistan police sources claim the attacker was a foreign national with links to Fitna al-Khariji, a term used for the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. This is not an isolated incident. Less than 3 months ago, a suicide blast outside an Islamabad court had killed 12 people. Earlier this month, another suicide attack in South Waziristan had injured 6 people at a cadet college. As Islamabad mourns, questions are being raised about security and the resurgence of suicide attacks in Pakistan. Major General Rajan Kochar, defense expert, is joining us live. Major General Brajesh Kumar, former DG Military Infrastructure, is also with us live on the broadcast. Defense expert R.K. Chibber, POK activist, joins us live. Syed Ali bin Hadi, a former member Indian shooting team, is also with us on the broadcast. Let me make a start with you first, Major General Kochar, on what you make of this incident. Who do you believe is most likely behind this, and what the messaging of this attack was? What can be interpreted from the modus operandi, the timing and the location?
Thank you, Uday. I mean, it's a very relevant question to the circumstances, what has happened today. If you look at previous statistics also, in the last 1 year, there have been 1,066 terrorist attacks in Pakistan and 26 suicide attacks. And if you remember, the district court in Islamabad in November 2025, we had a suicide attack there also. So the modus operandi, as the previous suicide attacks which have taken place, and the responsibility was claimed by Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. So the modus operandi, or the manner in which this suicide bomber has detonated himself there, suggests, we don't have so much concrete evidence as of now, suggests that it is the handiwork of the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Though, of course, there's also been a mention of the ISIS Khorasan also, because today I was in a couple of programs where the Pakistani journalists were there, and a couple of them mentioned the involvement of ISIS Khorasan. So I don't really, I can't say with confidence that it is their handiwork. And a Shia, you see, as you brought out in your statement, I will take you back to 1980s, where General Ziaul Haq created this Shia Sunni divide. Till 1980s and early 1990, Pakistan was doing very well as an economic power. Pakistan was emerging that point of time. If you go back to history, you will see the kind of GDP Pakistan was generating during that time. So this creating this Shia Sunni divide over a period of time has fractured the democratic demographic polity of Pakistan. And not only that, we must take into account what is happening in Baluchistan, what is happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And there, the Baluchis and the Pashtuns also are facing a similar kind of a situation. As a matter of fact, there is a demand for a greater Pashtunistan and a freedom to Baluchistan, because if you remember, Baluchistan was annexed around 1949 without the will of the people, and Pakistan forcibly took it over. And 44% of Pakistan entire territory is Baluchistan, and only 5% people stay there. So coming to a point here of this blast, it shows a first important aspect we have to take a note, that it is a intelligence and a governance failure in Pakistan, because a country who can experience more than 1,000 terrorist attacks in a year, I think lacks administrative acumen to be able to preempt these kind of strikes, and therefore these strikes are being carried out. A second more important aspect is these strikes have moved inside the hinterland in Pakistan, because normally, if you take out analysis, most of the terrorist attacks have taken place either in Balochistan or Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Now we are seeing they are moving into the hinterland. And if you remember, a couple of months back, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan gave a warning to the Pakistan army that we are going to target now in places where are very close to your headquarters, something like Rawalpindi, Islamabad, Lahore, and all these places. So there has been a discernible shift in the strategy of Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan towards moving into the hinterland. And Shias now, you see, after a long time, I'm seeing that Shias are being targeted. We saw a couple of attacks on Shias uh, sometime earlier, but there was a gap now. So what I'm seeing now is that this kind of fracture in the Pakistan society is taking place, and it does not augur well with Pakistan, because Pashtuns also being targeted in a similar manner. The Baluchis also being targeted in a similar manner, and it shows how General failed Field Marshal Munir is not able to uh, carry out his whatever he wants to administer within Pakistan, because the focus of the Pakistan government is not here. Focus is outside. They are having free lunches in the United States, and they are more bothered on getting loans from the IMF, and their focus is on money. As a matter of fact, yesterday or day before yesterday, you know that if you recollect, uh, Shabazz Sharif making a statement that, I have to go with a begging bowl, and I have to take along my field marshal with me, and we need money for the Pakistan economy, and we are not able to run Pakistan, because more than 30% of the Pakistan's budget is based on debt financing. So if that is the state of the country, and considering the internal situation in Pakistan today, I think it's uh, uh, a time will come now when Pakistan will be split into a number of parts, as we are seeing this kind of a balkanization of Pakistan, which some people are already started, talking about it. It may become a reality.
Also, Major Brajesh Kumar, if I can draw you in here on this, on this attack today. Of course, it seems that it was deliberately targeted at the Shia community, and it once again shows that more and more communities in Pakistan are unsafe. We've seen what's been happening with the Baluchis, the Pashtuns, now the Shia community as well. What is happening in Pakistan, Major Kumar?
Well, Uday, Pakistan was never politically a viable state right from inception. The divides are huge, they have been persisting, and they're not new. Be it the divide between Shia and Sunni, minority Shias and Sunnis, or the Ahmadiyas, or the Pakhtuns, the Baloch, the Dardis, etc., in the northern areas, and Sindhis and the Punjabis. So what we are seeing is nothing very new. When you promote terrorism, when you put snakes into your backyard, they bite you sometime. And that's what actually happened. There are no good Taliban and bad Taliban. The policy of Pakistan, which the Western world supported throughout the 80s and the 90s and a little later as well. So they've grown up these, the Talibanis, which have now come to haunt them. So the situation is of their creation. And secondly, the inability of the Pakistan military to handle things. There was a time when they said Pakistan is governed by Allah, America. But now that is seemed to be withering away. It augurs very well. Feel sad for the people of Pakistan. They have had no democracy. The popular leader is behind the bars. They have economy-wise, they are very badly off. Only people rich or who have money are the guys in power in military with the foundations, the Fauji Foundation, the other Saharia and what have you, the others. There are 25 such entities, each with huge amount of resources. The defense housing, the transportations, the logistics. That's where the focus of the ruling elite of the army is. While the most popular leader is behind the bars, and slowly, the politics is moving into a direction that Pakistan military will have a say in governance for all times to come. And there are not many such examples, but few examples are existing. So what we've seen happening today in the center, in the hinterland, in the capital city of Islamabad is worrisome for Pakistani people. They are going to suffer. Earlier the break, the better it is for us. They have been a pain in the wrong place for a long period of time, dissipating their meager resources, their energy, and their power in trying to breed terrorism in our part of the world. Yesterday, they had the Kashmir Day celebrations, but then what happened? We saw in Indian part, there were huge celebrations. In the POK area, they were at the riots or the demonstrations against the administration. So that is what we have in our western border. And I agree with my previous panelist speaker who says, sooner, earlier than later, they are going to fall apart. Afghanistan is an enemy now. They don't have good relationship with us. The economy is bad.
Yes.
Where will you go?
Indeed. And
even Trump has stopped.
If this continues, R.K. Chibber, it certainly seems that the implosion of Pakistan is certain. What do you make of this attack and the wider ramifications of it?
Really, it is very unfortunate part. Pakistan is facing a replication of supporting terrorism for the last number of decades now. Innocent people of the Pakistan are facing the brunt of the failed state of the Pakistan. I am a displaced person from the POJK. My grandfather and father came from the Mirpur, that is still occupied by the Pakistan. Pakistan called himself as Islamic State. What to talk of the Hindus, Sikhs and Christians. Even the Muslim community, the Shias, are now the target of these people. They are killing here and there. Shia and Sunni conflict. This is really a matter of concern for the common people of the Pakistan. The people who migrated from the India, they are still called the Muhajir. And they won't have the full right for the people migrated from the Pakistan to Jammu and Kashmir. You just see the misdeed committed by the army, particularly in the Pakistan, and the political party always were on the second part. The Taliban, they offered the land to the Taliban to fight against the USA. They train the terrorists to act against the J&K, particularly in India as a whole. Over and above, the inflation in the Pakistan, it is on the higher side. What to talk of the common community over there, people are not in a position to buy the flour, rice and vegetables. And the sources for the income are deteriorating day by day. Since the independence, right from the 1947, army is controlling the Pakistan. And the political parties are taken on the second seat. Now, this blast occurred in the outskirts of the Islamabad, where it has shaken the entire Pakistan. Pakistan itself stomach empty, and is just supporting the other part of the world also. The other day, the Prime Minister was saying that we are with the Bangladesh, we are with the entire population of Bangladesh. We advise Pakistan, this is the right time, just focus on your Pakistan territory, leaving aside the Afghanistan and the India, where you are infiltrating the terrorists day in and day out. Just say, hardly 3-4 days back, our Indian army killed 3 terrorists in the J&K, particularly the Kishtwar district of the Jammu province. You see, all the 3 terrorists were from the Pakistan itself. I, on the behalf of the people of the India, advise the people who are at the helm of the affair in the Pakistan that they take care of their economy, they take care of their political leaders, as my fellow panelists have rightly stated, the common man, the people who supported the person who is behind the bar. What will happen to the economy and the other political setup in the Pakistan? This is the right time to Pakistan think over it and act as per the true democratic country in the world. That is not happening. Just say, this is the Pakistan where we have the Jaish-e-Mohammed, Taliban, even the Osama bin Laden was also in the Pakistan. And the Pakistan government provided him a big bungalow to live over there. If this is the case, even the Masood Azhar, he is also in the Pakistan. But over and above, the economy, the political setup, and the defense over there.
That is that is the unfortunate part. When you make terror into a state policy, unfortunately, it will bite you back, and that is sad for the people of Pakistan. Today, Major General Kochar, they are coming out. The victims of this incident, they are they are abusing and cursing and blaming Asim Munir and Shehbaz Sharif for all of this.
Right. You're absolutely right, because when I get to talk, because I'm into this track 2 and track 3 diplomacy with people to people in coming on the YouTube channels also, what I'm realizing is that there is a resurgence of this movement in Pakistan, especially among the youth, because Gen X is one thing which is going to make a difference, and Pakistan also has a very young population, something like India has, 60% of the population is around 35 or below, and they're going to make a difference, because you see the movements have already started. They have started questioning their government on the various policies of the government. The way this government, you see, most of the industries there in Pakistan have closed down, and they are not able to generate employment. Youth are frustrated. You have stringent kind of laws in which you can't you express your thought. Their media, look at the media. Nobody in Pakistan media, the way we are speaking today, and the way our media is structured, we can speak our mind. In Pakistan, you can't speak your mind. So that is one important aspect, and I'm glad you touched this point, because in times to come, there is going to be a change in Pakistan. Just beginning has just commenced, and it won't be very, very far off when this churning in Pakistan will take place, and the way this fracturing of the areas, like you see what is happening in POK today. See what is happening in Sindh. People are fighting for water. Tomorrow your Indus Water Treaty takes shape. 26% of population of Pakistan, or the GDP of Pakistan, is agrarian. Pakistan is aggregated economy, and a moment this water issue comes up in a big way, which is likely to come up I give it another about 5 to 10 years, you will see there is going to be a massive unrest in Pakistan, and they can't be flaunting their nuclear weapon all the time, because their nuclear bluff has been taken by us on a number of times, and we actually proved it in Operation Sindoor. So you will see a drastic change in Pakistan taking place, and people are going to demand. What has happened to Imran Khan today is already created a churning in Pakistan, or a stirring in Pakistan, because the way he has been kept in jail without any judicial kind of justice. And my last point is when we speak to the people of Pakistan, they are very, very clear that this government is not a constitutionally formed government. Second, Munir is changing the constitution to remain in power for a long time, and it is not a democracy any longer, as we are seeing that.
Yes.
So I think this sort of a thing is
Okay.
going to happen.
Okay, Mitchell Brajesh Kumar, let me quickly draw you in here as well now on, on what this means really for Pakistan going ahead. Do you believe it will perhaps lead to sectarian violence as well with this, attack clearly targeting the Shia community? What will then that mean for Pakistan going ahead? What is the, the future really looking like for our neighbor? And these frequent attacks, why isn't it concerning the establishment, the dispensation there?
Uday, unfortunately, Pakistan is a military state. Irrespective of what people want, what people wish, the politics of Pakistan has never developed since 1958, when the army took over. Even between 47 and 58, if you look at the number of prime ministers and presidents they've had, is not funny. 13, 14 of them. Instability in Pakistan has been there. Pakistan's polity has been there. But what holds them together is the Pakistan army. Pakistan is a big, large state. But Pakistan army is also a huge, huge institution per se. They are not going to leave their hands. They are not going to leave their hands so easily. So I only see a trouble for the people. This violence, this sectarian violence, this vociferous tendencies, they are there, they'll grow. But it will be quite some time away. It will be a wishful thinking to say that, Pakistan is likely to fall apart anytime soon. No, it's going to be a process which is going to be gradual, which is going to be bad, but that's what it is. If the people want it that way, they've chosen a government structure that way. And Pakistan army couldn't care less. In fact, they have squeezed or tightened the nuts and bolts on governance in the last 5-6 years. Right from the time they sacked their own appointee, that was, the cricketer Imran Khan, who became too goddamn strong for their boots. And they got a puppet. Killing their premiers, killing their prime ministers has not been a something very, 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 very new. So that we see a bit of instability will continue this matter. But then it's a good thing if they wither away, because the propensity to foment trouble for us must diminish. While our target, our rise is seen globally, similar vein, our neighbor who was unfortunately a co-competitor 30 years back, 40 years back, going down. Let's hope they go down faster before they start restructuring and becoming a powerful or stabilizing once again. I wish the people of Pakistan all the best.
Let me leave the last word to you, R.K. Chipper.
Just see, there is no governance, no compliance, no transparency in the working of the Pakistan government right from the day one, since they got the independence. The situation has risen so high that any day it will be failed state. Particularly in the internally, they have to backlash. You see, every part of the Pakistan, whether it is POJK or the Balochistan, even now in the Punjab also, people are looking towards the other nation to support the Pakistan in this particularly the agency happening after the blast. I would request my colleague, the panelist also, it is not the POK, it is POJK now. Major part of the Jammu province is also occupied by the Pakistan, that is Mirpur, Kotli and Poonch itself. We are heavy organization in the Jammu and Kashmir and the India as a whole, POJK Samiti, and we also argue the Government of India, the particular Prime Minister of India, this is the right time to get our part which is occupied by the Pakistan, to get it vacated so that we can have the full India on the world map. Thank you.
My thanks to all of our guests for joining us on this discussion. We've run out of time. We're going to slip into a very short break at this juncture. The news continues on the other side.